Brazil. A weekly show by Geisa Fernandes.
Episode 8 New Year's Resolutions. A talk about mindset. The year is about to end, and a very common habit is making resolutions, things we would like to achieve or learn, decisions that we really would like to stick to because we know that our life would be better, that we would be happier if we would stick to it. Some people think it's all nonsense, that the last night of the year is just a regular night and doesn't bring any magic with it. And the other group thinks more or less the opposite of that, meaning the last night of the year is full of magic and it's so powerful that indeed, if you mentalize things, the chances of getting them increase immensely. I belong to the second group. And here in Brazil we have lots of rituals related to the last night of the year. Most of them are related to the rituals of the ancient African religions that came to Brazil with the slaves. And some of them are also related to our native inhabitants, the Indians from Brazil, from the various groups. Not following the Gregorian calendar, they also have rituals for finishing cycles. That's more or less what it's all about, right? Just finishing cycles, making a kind of reset, reboot, cleaning up the system, whatever you want to call it. I love New Year's Eve. Go back to the point. What are your New Year's resolution for this New Year's Eve? Well, I must confess I have problems dealing with very large unities from space, time, money. Get better organized if I work using smaller intervals. I prefer to take decisions and make resolutions on a continuous basis. Working out what is good for me on an ongoing mode tends to work better than making these piles of things that you want to change. It doesn't matter if it's your weight or the way you live. Well, it works for me, might not work for you. And if you are one of those yearly planners, then it's all right with me. Hey, now you're confused because you don't know to which group you belong to. Fear not, for your friend here will help you by proposing a very simple exercise. Please answer the following question. Who are you? Tough one, I know, but that's basically the idea of a mindset. Mind what? Mindset. The way you see things. Your personal filter to the world. This unique touch that only you've got upon things. You set your mind to see la vie en rose. Maybe you just want to create your own color. The impression this year was all about setting my mind as an indie artist. More, well, this is something that I do, but it's not my real job. No more, well, I like to sing, but no more denials, no more self-boycotting. It's not easy at all. Working as an indie artist is a hell of a job. It's a 24-hour thing. You're always connected. You always have to think about your branding, if you're present on social networks, and what about my new release, and I have to write new songs, and it can lead you very quickly to anxiety, doubting, frustration. Believe me, I know what I'm talking about. But then, why sticking to it if it's so painful? Because that's what I am. Crying out loud, I'm a singer and songwriter. It's not only what I do, it's what I am. Do you see the difference? What are your keywords? It's funny, a bit obvious, but when you really deeply change the way you see yourself, it changes also the way people see you. Let me give you an example. Last year I was in São Paulo as part of the jury for a caricature festival. As you know, I'm also a researcher for visual arts. And there was a lot of press involved since it's a very important festival for the city. I was invited for a live interview in a local TV channel show. But there were lots of activities for us during this week. So everything was scheduled, but I really didn't have a lot of time to change. So I basically just grabbed the first thing I saw there in my hotel room limited wardrobe. Well, it turns out that I dressed in black. That's my stage color. And last but not least, after the interview, where I basically talked about visual art, and this around discussion tables with cartoonists, usually they bring their own work, books, or things they just draw in the heat of the moment. And I use it to feel a little bit uncomfortable with this situation because, well, you usually don't give academical articles as a present. This time, I tried to be different, and I offered the host a copy of my first solo CD. You know what he said? Well, I was wondering, with this great voice, you had to sing, and now it turned out that you are a singer. Well, I love the compliment, of course, but most of all, I love that he saw me as a performer. Before the CD, Mindset, 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 I was a researcher acting as a performer. Mindset, mindset, mindset. In this New Year's Eve, focus on your mindset as an indie artist. This will help you a lot in coordinating things. 2017 was for sure a very hard year, but also a wonderful one. So many things happened that I could never imagine. For instance, the amazing reaction of this podcast. Thank you so much. Sharing my experiences with you make me feel really important. Now, let's celebrate with Desfigurado, my version of a great tune from Master Cartola. That's right, he was here on episode 7 as well. What can I do? The guy is genius. And if by now you still don't know who Cartola is, then you might have some problems with your searching engine. Well, just kidding. Thank you very, very much for your company. Till next week. And for now, beijo and Happy New Year, everybody!
Dizem que estou desfigurado, com razão estou cansado de pedir adeus aos céus, enfim. Amor, onde encontrarei, Senhor, livrai-me dessa nostalgia, confiante ainda espero Dizem que estou desfigurado, com razão estou cansado de pedir adeus aos céus, enfim. Amor, onde encontrarei, Senhor, livrai-me dessa nostalgia, confiante ainda espero o dia. Meu coração é pobre e magoado, é infeliz como um menor abandonado. Viveu sempre nesta ilusão, procurando um outro coração. Dizem que estou desfigurado, com razão estou cansado de pedir adeus aos céus, enfim. Amor, onde encontrarei, Senhor, livrai-me dessa nostalgia, confiante ainda espero o dia. Meu coração é pobre e magoado, é infeliz como um menor abandonado. Viveu sempre nesta ilusão, procurando um outro coração. Dizem que estou desfigurado, com razão estou cansado de pedir adeus aos céus, enfim. Amor, dia, confiante ainda espero o dia, confiante ainda espero o dia, confiante ainda espero o dia.
How to be indie in Brazil. A weekly show by Geisa Fernandes.